Hi, and welcome back to Purple Collar Life. In this video today, we're going to be talking about the Bluetti Eb3A portable power station. Now, I've had this for a couple months now, and I really want to tell you what I think about it, what I've used it for, and what I plan on using it for, and then kind of things I like or maybe dislike about it. So stay tuned. Let's take a look here right at the front of the Bluetti. And a couple of really cool things you'll see about it right off the bat is it does have an LED light on the front with multiple brightness levels and even a flashing pattern for SOS. You'll also see that it's got a nice clear display, shows you the input, the output, the current charge rate, and how long that charge will stay at the current usage. Now you do have a 12-volt car style output. To turn on the DC outputs, press this button. You'll see here on the display it does say we've activated DC, and if we plug a DC component in, so I've just plugged in my iPad, you'll see that it is currently drawing an output of 11 watts, and it would continue to do this. The Bluetti would power this for approximately 18 more hours. You can see we currently are at 97% and we are operating in eco mode. Now just pushing this button again, we'll turn that off. You'll see the DC went away. We've got no output. Also on the front panel here, we've got our AC output. Two outlets, 120 volt up to 600 watts. On the Eb3A, this is a 600 watt machine, 268 watt hours. Some people call these solar generators, some people call them portable batteries. This is, for me, used more than just for camping. So I've done a video before, or I've mentioned in a video, I use this to power the lights in my shed. I do not have electricity back to the shed in the woods, so this powers the lights in there when I need it to. I use this for power outages. So today we are currently expected to get some heavy rainfall, 2 to 4 inches in one day, which is a lot for Northwest Pennsylvania. It's the remnants of a hurricane coming up across the country. So I got the Bluetti out, and that's kind of what prompted me to do this video today. I like to have this at the ready when I think we'll probably have a power outage. Another nice thing about the Bluetti is this is strong enough to power our pellet stove. So our house is all electric. If we lose electricity, we don't have heat in the house because we have electric baseboard heat. So it means we need to be able to power the wood stove or the pellet stove to give us some heat. The Bluetti Eb3A is strong enough to keep the pellet stove going to keep us warm here in the wintertime in the house if there's a power outage. Now looking here at the bottom, this is the charging area. The Bluetti does come with a standard 120 volt charger. You can charge it with a solar panel. I have connected my Jackery Solar Saga 100 to this and charged the Bluetti with the Jackery solar panel. That works really nicely. And as you can see, the display tells you what you're using. So let's go ahead and plug the laptop in. You can see I've got my Dell Purple Collar Life laptop right there behind it. If we plug this in, you'll see our usage is going up. And then this is one of my favorite things, telling me how much longer I can use that device that the Bluetti will power it. Another nice thing about the Bluetti is it does have wireless charging right here on the top. Now my phone isn't new enough, so if I place my phone up on top of here, it does nothing. But Jennifer's phone is new enough, so if she places it up on top of the Bluetti, it does wirelessly charge. Another thing, speaking of phones, that's really nice about the Bluetti is there is an app for that. So if I pull up the Bluetti app here, I can turn it on and off. I can engage or disengage AC and DC. So I connect to the device. There you can see Now let's say I want to stop using AC. I can just hit that button and you can see that my green light went out on the AC output and we are no longer outputting AC. We are still outputting DC according to this. So let's use the app, turn that off. You can see it made the change right here on the device. So this is nice that you can do so much from the phone. There are other settings. You can go in here and turn eco mode on and off, charging mode, standard, silent, or turbo, eco shutdown. You can turn the LED light on or off right here on the device. Go ahead and turn that back off. And as you can see right here on the app, I can see what outputs or inputs are charging or discharging the Bluetti. So in just the few months that I've had the Bluetti, you can see I've used it a lot. It is the perfect thing for here in the house for power outages. Like I said, I've used it outside for some power needs in the shed. I've used it to light up an area that I'm working on with the chainsaw. So this will power 2 big LED lights. I'll put Amazon affiliate links to the Bluetti, to the lights I've used, and some of these things I've talked about in the video. If you decide to order the Bluetti or any of those devices, we'd really appreciate if you use those links. It doesn't cost you any more, just gives us credit for sending you to Amazon. So thank you in advance for using those Amazon affiliate links. I think the Bluetti is definitely worth the price. The Eb3A is a compact unit with a lot of power. And then let me pull up the specs here on it just to talk to you about a couple things that impressed me before I got it. First of all, these aren't the regular lithium batteries. This is what they call the Life PO4 or LIFE PO4 batteries. They get 2,500 life cycles, which is a lot more than a standard battery or a standard lithium battery. So I like that about it. They are fairly lightweight compared to other devices that have that much output. So again, you're getting 600 watts of output, 268 watt hours capacity, and 430 watt maximum fast dual charging. So if you're charging from the AC and the solar panel, you can charge fast at 430 watts. Of course, there's a couple ways you can charge. Of course, I mentioned the plug on the front. You can charge by solar on the front, or you can combine solar and the plug. There's a DC cigarette lighter output for in your car. You can charge it while you're driving. So there are a number of ways, including combining methods to charge this device. I think they say there's 6 ways to charge it. It does have 9 outputs. So I mentioned the USB output, which my iPad is currently plugged into. It does have 2 of those. It's got a USB-C output that is a 100 watt output. That's very impressive. So if you've got a larger device that, like a laptop that can charge USB-C, that's your way to go there. It does obviously have the 120 watt outlets, and it does have your DC 12 volt outlet. And then also 15 watts output on your wireless charging. Like I mentioned, it has the app, which is something I've never had on a portable power station before, and it's nice to be able to use the app to track that output, or if this is in a different room than me, but I can still connect to it via Bluetooth, I can turn outlets on or off, turn the DC on or off if I see, it's discharging too fast and I want to save that time. One of the things that really impressed me about the Bluetti Eb3A is how fast it charges. In 30 minutes, you can charge it from 0 to 80% charge. Now, we all know when you're charging something, that last 10 to 20% is the part that takes the longest when you're charging. But to get from 0 to 80% in just 30 minutes, that's a huge deal for me. A lot of times you don't have time to wait around for it to charge fully, but the fact that you can get that 80% capacity so quickly, that's a big bonus. There are some built-in protections that are really important on the Eb3A. It does have an overload circuit, and there is a circuit reset button right here on the front. It lets you know if it's in a low temperature situation and protects itself there. Lets you know if it's over temperature, protects itself there. Lets you know if there's a short circuit, protects itself there. And lets you know if there's low voltage so that you're not damaging those batteries. So really a smart system, all incorporated into the computer of this Bluetti Eb3A. Now a little bit of information. People want to know how long will this run charging things or running things. So I connected it to the pellet stove. So in a case of a power outage, how long would this run our Harman P68 pellet stove? About an hour. So I'll put the clip in here while I'm talking, but so when you're running a pellet stove, you know there's a lot of moving pieces with the auger and the blower, and that uses more power than, let's say, just a fan. So this, when I plugged it into the pellet stove, said about 1 hour of runtime. Now that's not a ton of time, but you know, if you're cold in the dead of winter in Northwest Pennsylvania or a colder climate, 1 hour of a wood stove or a pellet stove running will really heat up a location, keep you from freezing. Now, according to the website, a couple other things you can do with this. You can charge a drone 4.5 times. You can run a fan for 11 hours. You can charge a 100-watt laptop about 3.5 times. You can charge an iPhone 12 25 times. You can run a mini fridge for about 3.5 hours. You can run a 5-watt low-usage light bulb for 30 hours. That's a big deal. And if you're in a situation like camping and you need to run a CPAP or a machine like that, you can run that for approximately 9 hours, according to the Bluetti website. So you can see we're currently still charging the iPad, watching an Outdoors with the Morgans video, and charging the laptop and running the laptop, processing a video in Adobe Premiere. And it says that we could keep doing all of this for somewhere around 3.5 hours. So hopefully this video informed or entertained you. If so, we'd appreciate if you'd give us a thumbs up. Just wanted to share with you a little bit of information about what I think of the Bluetti Eb3A so far. Now I know there's a lot of devices like this out there. I've in fact done a video on one in the past, and I don't want to draw a comparison between multiple of them. I think which one is the best depends on your needs. I will say there's a couple things about the Bluetti that for me makes it the best unit for me to use for most of the things I need. First of all, I like the display. I like that I can operate it on the app. I like that it tells me how much time is left at the current situation, my current output, how much longer that is. It also tells you when you're charging it, how long until it reaches full charge. I like that when I've got the solar panel attached to give me some idea if the sun stays out in X amount of time, the Bluetti will be fully charged. So there's a lot of features about this that I really do like. If I had a newer phone, I would certainly enjoy the wireless charging on top. But like I said, you know, we've got this rainstorm happening, 2 to 4 inches today, lots of rain, pretty good chance we'll lose power, and the Bluetti will be the thing right here beside me with a built-in flashlight, built-in AC outputs that keeps me working on my computer, built-in DC charging that keeps my phones and devices charged up. So the perfect thing to have not only for camping, but for power outages. If we're in an off-grid situation like a cabin, you can do a lot with this little portable power station. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. We'll see you again the next time. So what I like to do is before I disconnect and turn the lights out, just grab the Bluetti, turn the flashlight on, go ahead and point my flashlight at my switch, turn the overhead lights out, and then like I said, it's super nice to have this flashlight on here because otherwise we would just be in the dark right now. Keep that cord ready for the next time. There we go. And we have a flashlight to get us back to the house.